Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope all my warriors are doing really well this week, that you had a great holiday season, got many, many gifts, got to see your loved ones and do all that other great crap that happens around the holiday season. Uh, I'm coming to you today. This is Chris Alicia, founder of Ascended Warriors, and I just kind of want to put a little different perspective on the craziness that the world is going through right now. There's been a lot of conversations right now about the current political atmosphere that we're going through. And it is super, super easy to fall into the mire of crap, to feel depression, to feel anxiety, to feel lost, to think that the world is burning down around you. Yeah. It is really, really easy to feel that way. So I want to give you all a little perspective on this from a warrior's perspective. One, warriors have already had their damn crucible. So all this crazy stuff that's going on can suck it. It's not going to beat you. It's not going to keep you down. It is just something that you're going through. Two, it's all made up. The media has had a wonderful time for probably about the last 8 to 12 years, probably longer than that, but it's all that I've really paid attention to, with really making the world look like it's pitted against each other. And the term duality always comes into play here. Things are either black or they're white. They're right or they're wrong. And the truth is that that's just not how the world works. There is no black or white. There's every shade of color in between those. There's no right and there's no wrong. There's perspective. So when you look at the media and it tells you you are with us or you're against us, and they are the enemy. If you're not with us, you're the enemy. That's crap. It has no bearing in our world today, but they want you to feel that fear. They want you to buy into that hashtag line, cancel culture, and all this other wonderful stuff. It's a soap opera. They are paid to spin you up, to stir the pot, and to make you feel fear. Your happiness is not in their control. And I want everybody listening here to really, really internalize that. Your happiness is up to you. No one, nothing else controls your happiness but you. So if you watch the news and you get really, if you watch the news about the coronavirus and you hear the fear that's out there and you internalize that, you are controlling how you accept that information. You're taking that information for truth instead of going into your own body and asking what the truth is inside you. All the media stuff about Trump, fighting back against the votes and everything else. First of all, nobody in their right mind thought that Trump was going to go down quietly. Nothing that's being said now is a surprise to anybody. So why are we so upset about it? What is it that we're upset about? All the stuff with the riots, with what happened at the Capitol, anyway, definitely with a military background, I have a very specific opinion of that situation. But I am not letting what happened there control my happiness. My happiness is in my keeping. I'm not going to let the fear that the media is spewing out there put me into depression. I'm not going to let the fear that the media is putting out there about the corona make me fear living. I'm not going to let it take me to that place where I have lost hope. And the only way that we can fight back about that is recognizing that you have the power. You have the power of happiness, one way or the other. You control your happiness. So if that little voice inside your head is telling you that there's no hope, that the world is burning and there's nothing you can do about it, I want you to picture that little voice as something laughable. And for all my Harry Potter fans out there, what was it, a boggart in the closet. It shows your deepest, darkest fear. And that's what the media is doing right now. It is showing you your deepest, darkest fear. And the only way to defeat that fear is to reframe it, turn it into something laughable. And your laughter, your happiness defeats that fear. So if the media is coming at you and telling you you're about to die, everybody's going to get corona, everybody's going to die. And then Trump is going to take over the government and we're going to have another Holocaust. Great. Sounds like a really rough Tuesday. I want you to take that voice, whatever voice it is in your head that's telling you that this world is burning down, and turn it into something laughable. For me, when my inner voice gets really loud, I imagine a puppy. And that puppy is yapping at my ankle and is trying to get my attention. The world sucks. This is not good. I can't handle it. And when I see that puppy and the voice inside my head, that really depressing ego is telling me I'm not good enough and there's no happy ending. I imagine that puppy and just disciplining it, silencing it, teaching it to be quiet. What I'm doing is I'm taking control of that inner voice so that my ego doesn't latch on to what I'm hearing in the world around me. I'm not going to disconnect from the world. That is not my spiritual journey. I'm going to be right in the thick of the world. I'm going to be right in the thick of battle. That's why we're warriors. We cannot detach from the world the way that others can. That's not our path. We have to be in it. But to be in it, we need to learn to control our reaction to things. And controlling that little voice that tells you that the world is burning is a great step, a great early step to controlling that. Now, throughout history, many cultures have had 7 steps of ascension. And it goes well into that whole, how did cultures from across the globe that had absolutely no connection to each other come up with the same 7 steps of ascension? Totally different topic that I could rant on forever. The first step is controlling the ego. If you learn to control that inner voice that tells you that the world is burning, that tells you that you are not good enough, that nobody understands you, that you are alone. If you learn to control that boggart, that element of fear, you are taking back control over your body, over your mind, over your emotions. The media does not control you. It's out for money. If you take what they say as gospel, you're only hurting yourself. Because they're not out to make you feel better. They're not out to make America stronger. They're out to make money. And honestly, I'm not going to give them a hard time about that. It's an industry for a reason. But I'm not going to let them control my happiness. I'm going to look down at that puppy that's yapping at my ankle, and I'm going to silence him. So however you have to reframe this and look at your inner voice, that nagging inner ego, whatever you need to see him as or her as in order to take away its power, try it. See if envisioning a clown or the wind is talking to you and you have a way of shutting it out. However you have to visualize it. Visualization is so, so powerful to take away the sting of fear. And if you're going to watch the news, if you're going to be wrapped in it, great. Discernment is your friend. Being aware of what's happening in the world doesn't mean you have to let it hurt you. We're warriors for a reason. We are going to stand against all the evil of the world. That's what we do. That's why we're here on this planet. This is one tool that you can use to make sure that your inner self is happy and strong and ready to fight. So for all my warriors out there, happy Tuesday. I hope to be back on in a couple days talking about who knows what. So whatever pops into my field. Please post your comments. Let me know if there's something alive in your world that you'd like to talk about, that you'd like to hear about. Join the Ascended Warrior community on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever your medium is. I'm probably on there doing something. And for whoever's watching these videos, there are going to be package deals available if you want to talk about how you control your ego. If you'd like to work with me to control your ego. I've studied alchemy, I've studied Buddhism, I've studied Mary Magdalene, and come up with some really cool techniques to go through the very first step of ascension, which is awakening, which is controlling that ego. So if that's something you're interested, please check out the website, www.ascendedwarrior.com, and let me know what's real in your field. So until next time, to all my warrior brothers and sisters out there, this is Chris Alicia, and I'll be back.